Hello everybody, this is Carrick from Angry Centaur Gaming, and today I am proud to bring you the review for State of Decay for XBLA. State of Decay is an open world zombie game. The game basically starts with two campers sleeping in the woods. They wake up and it's a zombie apocalypse. So it's exactly like Brokeback Mountain in that way, except instead of cowboys, it's two high school friends who sleep in separate tents. The easiest way to describe the game is that it's an open-world light role-playing adventure game set in a zombie playland with a ton of RPG systems and various other genre aspects running throughout the game, all trying not to crash into one another like 10 panic monkeys at a tap dance recital. So let's jump in it, shall we? We're going to cover the UI, we're going to cover graphics, we're going to cover sound, we're going to cover a bunch of bits about gameplay, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you the rating. All opinions, ideas, and rants are solely the property of Angry Centaur and most likely right. So the UI, while many developers can't program a main menu screen, let alone an inventory, the developers here have created a fairly fast and efficient menu system to handle a multitude of gameplay systems, all while keeping confusion to a minimum, despite a bit of a bobblehead-like approach to the inventory itself. And there's a lot of different systems, RPG-like systems, house upgrades, special moves, moving your base, upgrading equipment, relationship systems for individuals. There's a lot going on. Systems like the teeter-totter building requirements and damage tracking systems are good examples. Most things that could be reused can't be reused because the developers have learned that anything overused becomes overexposed and less meaningful. Hey, look at this car, it's all shiny and new, but if you take it through a couple zombie hordes, it'll be limping worse than a person after the misuse of a bovine enema. And using the menu, you have the ability to switch out between different AIs, and when you're not the character, the AI is nice. It's not great nice, it's not like Stephen Hawking good, but more like Bradley Cooper good, where they fall into their roles due to luck. The base is in a way are characters themselves. Your base has supplies, your base uses supplies. You can go out and get supplies yourself, or go out, find supplies, and ask people to come get the supplies that you found. You can only do that a certain number of times, and that accounts for others doing their own shit, so that it never gets overused. Also, they can get caught, trapped, or killed, so you're never quite sure if you want to hit that button due to the danger involved. If you're not doing all those other things, you're fighting enemies. Enemies can be zombie classes like fat bastards, ferals, armored, and humans. There are enemies of all kinds. In fact, sometimes the good guys are enemies as well, because you have to decide to kick them out of the base because they keep having problems like fucking Melrose Place. The best part is that you're not stuck with defeating them all. You can do multiple things. You can kick them out, you can run from enemies, run them over with cars, run to get help, run into a home and barricade yourself. In fact, there's just a lot of running. But if you do turn to fight, the melee weapons smash, the guns shoot, and the improvised weapons unleash holy hell with relative ease. Though there's always a fun enemy challenge somewhere. And they hit the three musts perfectly: fun driving, fun exploring, and fun shooting. And that's when it dawned on me, these guys are good at developing a game, and I know that sounds strange, but we live in a world of cynicism and unhappiness, and yet these guys make me feel like they're a bunch of genius-level kids in a grandma's basement somewhere using tuning forks to zero in on my fun spot. But here we go with one thing other people might not think is fun. Character death. The despair of having your main character die after knowing them for 15 hours is sort of like standing up from your game console and then leaping onto the corner of your coffee table crotch first. It is nut-crunchingly depressing, but sort of in a good way. See, 10 hours wasted on a character or only see them eaten alive should depress you, but instead it attaches you to the game and informs you that the game isn't about one character, but is about community, sort of like 4-H. Also, cars are somewhat like characters themselves with health, repair systems, and various performance differences. In fact, a good car trumps the Bradley Cooper AI almost any day. And driving is handled well, pun intended, and though at times it makes the game performance worse, they're lifesavers on wheels without the tasty coating. And you're going to need them because there's a lot of places to go. And the game world is big, not Saints Row big or GTA big, but big in a way that makes you feel like the developers felt that they needed to fill it with useful shit and send you packing into it like Grizzly Adams into the wilderness. Girth and depth. Also, all the resources are finite, so if you keep combing the same spot for items, sooner rather than later it's going to run dry like a bowling alley's easy scores after 11 p.m. This includes cars, shelves, stores, people, world areas, everything. So you're in a circle of life, scavenging, upgrading, recruiting, and exploring. And survivors have no loyalty, just like Russians, so keep them supplied or it'll be just like your senior prom, which leads us to graphics. Okay, it's not pretty and it's not ugly. It's got technical issues that will remind you of a 3-year-old toddler, which means sometimes it stutters, sometimes it messes up, and other times it's just plain ugly. You just sort of have to move on and pat it on its head and say well done and give it a gold star just for showing up to the contest. It does have a surreal look to it and a drowsy feel at times that really makes the atmosphere change at night, but it isn't winning any awards. However, just when you think it may crap its pants on the playground, you notice 12 zombies sprinting at you in the dying sunlight, and you think to yourself, this looks a little better than vomit. And I'm not hammering on it, it's just rough. I mean, imagine a first-year Xbox 360 game and then, well, yeah, just imagine that. There's some special effects here and there, but many times the game pushes more than it can handle and fails to deliver. That being said, 99% of the buildings can be entered, the world save states everything you do, and there's a small African continent number of NPCs in the game, so your mileage may vary. And now on to effects. Sound and music, it's good. Not amazing good, but sort of good. The kind of ambient good sound you expect from a game that doesn't have the name Jeremy Soule attached and doesn't have flying rideable falcons or fire-breathing dragons. Kudos to the well-known composer for making a musical score that's good, but still not incredibly noticeable. The melee weapons have a good solid thunk, the guns have a sharp report, the different zombies all have unique screams, grunts, farts, or other bodily sounds, and most likely were recorded by the development staff because they sound frighteningly real at times. And one of the intriguing bits is the game length. If you play it like me, you could easily go 40 plus hours from the main story and the random events that occur throughout the game and the need to really explore. If you don't, you're only doing a disservice the likes of which could be categorized as pet abuse, but you're also missing out. You could beat it in 10 to 15 hours, but if you do, you're sort of dumb. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Really, seriously, you guys need to spend some time with the game. If you rush through it, you're missing what is the vital point of the game itself. Let me describe a couple of the little things that I noticed, and these are just little extras that really don't fit into their own defined area within the game review. Momentary moments of silence for downed characters, bits of stories about those who have fallen told after you return to the base, characters with health issues and mental problems, dirty deals and dirty deeds and doing dastard dirty deeds dirtily. It has everything. It's really a self-contained story that has random missions that feel like they fit, and I was always surprised by some new thing I could do or have done or asked to be done to me. Okay, that sounds dirty too. So I normally rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or use as a coaster and throw at somebody's face rating scale. Obviously this is digital, so you can't do that. So we're going to go with a buy, or wait for a sale, or just don't get it all. And frankly, it's a buy, and here's why. Because it's good. It's good in a way that is very easily categorized and referenced and explained to others. It's good in a way that sort of sinks down into your nerd brain at 3 a.m. and asks you, why aren't you playing me, dumbass? It's good in a way that, like Civilization, requires of you 8 hours when you only expected to give 30 minutes to check on your empire. There are so many things going on in this game, and I call it RPG Light for the simple fact that though you have skills, you don't really have fleshed out characters, but most importantly, this game lets you flesh them out yourself. And because of the randomization, each time you play, the characters can be slightly different. And some of those skills really matter, which really will affect your gameplay. For example, there is a chef skill, and I find the chef skill inherently funny because it does exist in some other games, and it really means nothing. However, here, the developers have fine-tuned almost all the skills, not all of them, but almost all the skills to mean something. So if you have the chef skill, you can go into your camp and what could only be called like a Christmas dinner, you make people this special dinner that raises the stamina for the people in the house. And that's just good development. It's just good to tie everything together. A lot of games don't actually do that very well. And it doesn't have the best graphics, people, not at all, but what it has is some of the best goddamn gameplay I have ever experienced. And honestly, if 5 years goes down the road and somebody asks me what my game of the generation on XBLA is, this is within the top 5 already, and I haven't continued to play it that much. I mean, I've played it a lot, but not enough to really decide that. And it does have issues. They abound at times. But what happens is the gameplay itself never really suffers from them. And that is the difference between an excellent game and an okay game. Is an excellent game doesn't always mean everything's working perfect. It means if something isn't, it doesn't really impact the gameplay, or it doesn't make that whole impactful problem that you notice right away. And that's the way this game is from start to finish. Just brutally fun. I was always doing something new, always finding some new skill or some new system that I wasn't even expecting in the game. So I really do hope you guys enjoy the game. I really do hope you find the fun in this game that I did. I know I will be playing it for a long time, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they put that co-op patch in. So hit the like button if you like this review. Hit the unlike button if you did not like this review. And go ahead and hit subscribe if you can. I'm going to continue doing the reviews regardless because I get bored very easy. So this is Carrick saying peace out, bitches. I got my log, and I'm gonna go beat up some dudes. Running and going, gonna find a bad guy. The one time when there's no zombies. What the hell? I see you. I see you. I ninja. I am ninja. We are ninja too. Oh, what the hell? He just disappeared. He's a ninja. Holy shit, ninja zombies. Mother of God. Oh shit, there he is. Come here. Over here. Peace out.